Welcome back. Really? Like, who's not excited to be here with 100 of your favorite people, right? So when Sarah Beth and I had talked about this, I was like, I can't believe this is even going to happen. This is our third one, and our first one was, I think 40-some days before the world shut down. And here we are. We did one virtual, which was great. It was a success, but it's just not the same as being in person. So let's talk about what the next few days is going to look like and what's different about this group and this conference. The last conference before, we actually had breakout sessions, and we did a choose your own adventure with some keynotes. And this is a single track, but everybody in this room is a people leader and people developer. So we are all together in that. So we will be doing kind of different activities with kind of that track in mind over the next few days. We're also bringing in external speakers. So ERA is going to be with us all day tomorrow and covering the coaching for development and adaptive leadership. This afternoon, we have development that Mark Paskavan and Kimberly Sims are going to talk us through. And then day 3, we have a little bit of internal and external speakers. So we have a panel discussion, Skills for Your Future, and making stronger communications with our partner, Martha Weeks. And finally, the developing leader. And our president, Steve Caravati from the CPG Group, is going to lead that as our final keynote before we break. So with that, I was talking to Adam as well as Sarah Beth, and we were talking about, we're going to open this up and talk about leadership. And my big catchphrase with them is I say, we need managers. We need leaders. We don't need managers. And so I was preparing, getting my stuff in the midst of Halloween and getting my kids all dressed up and whatnot. And so I went looking because I was like, I really need the definitions of these. So this is where I'm going to open it up. I need participation. So can someone tell me what a manager is? What's the actual definition of a manager? And I'm perfectly comfortable with silence, so I'll wait. Anyone? I will volunteer. Who? Guntel. What's a manager? You knew I was going to call on you, right?
That's why I grabbed this. That's water.
What's a manager?
You guys hear me all right? All right, perfect. I would say the definition of a manager is, in my mind, the definition of a manager is one who oversees, leads a group, and has, constant influence in their development and is marching towards a goal to achieve something.
That's a strong manager. Yes. Great definition. The definition that I came up with and found was an assigned role or based on organizational structure, responsible for controlling or administering all or parts of an organization. Okay, reasonable. What about a leader? Can someone tell me the definition of a leader? Again, I'll call on someone. Say that again. Great. Did someone else?
Someone that can lead by example, someone that if you don't know what you're doing, they can show you how. They've done it, they've been there, they've done that. So they can help bring you up to their level as well.
I love it. Great. Those are great answers. Very exactly what I thought as well. So when I looked up leader, it's a person in charge or convinces others to follow. So my whole theory about we need leaders, not managers, actually what it came down to is leaders and managers are the same. What is different is is when you have leadership. So as I was digging in my quest for knowledge, I came across, I was like, okay, this is not going to go the way I planned. But then I was like, I guess it's not a title as much as it is leadership. It's a trait, if you will. And so the definition of leadership is the ability to influence, guide followers, make sound and sometimes very difficult decisions, creating and articulating clear vision, establishing clear attainable goals, providing knowledge and tools necessary to achieve those goals. So very similar to what you guys said about leaders is really what makes a great manager is leadership. So that was, and I practiced this whole thing on my 9-year-old kids, and they were not impressed at all, not even a little. And so I got to thinking about it, and I was like, that's what we are here to do. We are here to learn more about leadership and some of the traits and thinking about the competencies. Are you all, I'm sure, I would hope this whole room is very familiar on the competencies in our performance evals. Raise hands if you know what 3 they are. Yes. Philosophy, communication, emotional intelligence. Which one of those is the most important in leadership?
Communication.
How many think communication? Raise your hand. How many think our philosophy? Okay. How many think emotional intelligence? It's actually emotional intelligence. And the reason being is because there are 5 categories of emotional intelligence, which is self-regulation, self-awareness, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So what makes great leaders is building that leadership through emotional intelligence. And if you can think of any and all of the individuals who have been great leaders in your world and influencers in your careers, they probably are pretty strong in emotional intelligence. So what I found is instead of saying we don't need more managers, we need leaders, we actually don't need more leaders, we need more people leadership, which is all of you. And that is pretty much the crux of why we were here. That is part of our philosophy as Worthington employees, that we care about our employees, we want to grow and develop. And that is the crux of this conference. And the greatest thing about it is I know that we are not on a track where you pick kind of your own adventure, but we have I think the best feature, which is mentors. So will my mentors at every table stand up, please? So what is new about this conference and what is great is each table has a table lead who is a mentor for the group that you are with. And not only over the next 2.5 days, but over the next several months, you guys are going to help guide conversations. You're going to share in successes. You're going to develop and be a key leader in the growth of the people at the table. And the folks at the table, you are also going to help the mentors grow. So it's a win-win all the way around. Thank you guys so much. So with that, I am going to actually turn it over to you guys. And the mentors are going to take the next hour or so to get to know you folks. And they have questions to kind of guide the conversation. But really, this is about relationship building. This is about getting to know each other, talking about the teams in which you support, those that are any concerns you have, and ultimately talking about the goals that you have as you move forward. So with that, I will turn it over, and you guys can talk amongst your team. Thanks.